What's happening YouTube? Hashtag Tom here and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today is a video through popular demand. A lot of people have been asking for it on my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, and you guessed it, it's custom tactics. What I'm going to do is run through the 3 tactics that I use in FUT Champions and the tactics that got me first in the world last week. And I'm also going to create another tactic for players that might want to play in a different way to me. Obviously, I'm a pro, so I might be playing differently to most of you who are playing Weekend League week in, week out. And before we 2-foot these custom tactics and get into it, what I want to say is I had an upload scheduled to be my Xbox highlights where I can give away that I hit a 29-1 with a 500k team and every file corrupted. I had 3 gameplay files, they've all corrupted. I won't be able to bring that footage to you, which is really frustrating because it's actually a fun weekend league, playing with a different team. One of my first weekend leagues on Xbox, and I enjoyed it a lot and thought, you know what, I'm going to make a big highlights video of it, but it's not to be this time. And at this point, it wouldn't be a hashtag Tom video without a little plug to the Instagram. Go and drop it a follow, hashtag Tom_ for more FIFA content. And yeah, without any further rambling, let's get into these custom tactics. So I want to start this custom tactics video with explaining that, yes, as you can see on the screen, I do have a God squad. I know. I invested a lot of money into my team. Obviously, being a pro, to compete at the highest level, I need a team that will match the other pros that I'm playing. And a lot of grinding, weekend league, week in, week out, finishing top 100 virtually every week. I do have a God squad, which I know a lot of you that are watching this won't be using that, which is why I'm also going to create the other tactic at the end that I think will fit a certain team or a certain style of play. I personally feel like it's not worth showing my ultra defensive tactic because I've only just created it in the last couple of days, as I wanted to experiment with something different. And to be honest, I don't know if it's good enough to start sharing with you guys. And it's not what I used to get first in the world. What I did use is the 3 tactics here: defensive, attacking, and ultra attacking. So I'm going to start on the defensive tactic. And this is a tactic that I've used a lot throughout the year, and I've kept it fairly similar. The key word to this tactic is balance. As you can see, defensive style, balanced, and attacking style, balanced. This is because I want to be as good as in attack as I am in defense, so I go for balance on either side. 5 width and 4 depth. I think playing with a high depth can work if you're good enough and you can press a lot, but I keep it fairly low for now because it seems to be the meta of FIFA. I think if you go too low, you invite too much pressure, but I feel comfortable pressing in the attacking third with 4 depth. So I keep it as that. The width is 5 in defense just because some people like to go narrow against me, some people like to go out wide. I just keep my defensive width the same either way, so they just stay in a decent enough position. They're not too narrow on the pitch, they're not too wide on the pitch, they're just somewhere in the middle, and I can defend manually with them where they're not in too far out of position, should I say. And in attack, I have 4 width, and this is because I want to keep it fairly narrow if I can. I like having my players bunched together. I like having the options go out wide. Don't get it twisted. I don't mind the long through ball if it's on. But when I go forward, I like to keep my attackers fairly narrow, so they're all making options and running off each other, and I don't have to play too many long passes. It seems like FIFA 20, when you go forward, you should be playing short passes, direct passes, and having players close together. The players in the box is 5. This is because I like a balance, as I've said a few times already. I don't want everyone committing to go in the box because I'll be open to the counter-attack. But I don't want no one in the box, otherwise I won't score goals. Somewhere in the middle is the formula. Corners and free kicks. They are both 2 because I think we've all discovered that set pieces don't really work on FIFA 20. Like, just throwing the ball in the box, someone getting their bonce on it, doesn't really work. I think you have to play it short, bit of tick attacker, try and work the space around the areas. But I don't really think you need too many bodies in the box. If you put it at 2, you're going to have more people at the edge of the box to go and collect it when you pass it short. I think that's the most successful way to work a corner in FIFA 20. I'm going to start on the player instructions, and Alisson is on balance. This is because if I need to bring him out and I feel comfortable enough that he needs to come out of his goal, I will just hold triangle and do it manually. And then when he doesn't need to come out, he won't come out. Simple as that. I don't want the computer bringing him out by being a sweeper keeper if I don't need to do it. Which takes me to the fullbacks. On the fullbacks, they are both stay back whilst attacking. Robertson and Trent in my team. I don't think fullbacks are the key to score goals in FIFA 20. They're not gonna, in a game, right, in a football game, you're going to see your fullbacks bomb on. I'm thinking of Liverpool in particular here. You're going to see your fullbacks bomb on and they're going to whip crosses in. Players will get up, score goals from a cross and a header. But on FIFA 20, that's not how it works. I don't need my fullbacks overlapping and doing David Beckham balls into the area because they're just not going to work. So they're both on stay back whilst attacking. Centre-backs are also on stay back whilst attacking. They don't need to go anywhere. They are literally there to defend no matter what. Basically, I want my back four to stay as a back four. Not a back two, not a back three if one of them fancies bombing on. Just stay as a back four and let the attacking players do the work. This brings me on to my two holding midfielders. And firstly, I want to say I've got them on balanced defence instead of man mark or cut passing lanes. This is because I like to manually press, but I don't mind cutting passing lanes if I have to. In an ideal world, I can just go and press, win the ball back every single time. But I know that's not going to happen all the time. So sometimes I will have to cut passing lanes if they break my initial press. Both DMs are on stay back whilst attacking this formation as well because I trust my front four to do enough. And if I really need the DMs to get in on the play, it should be picking it up to then move it forward to the front four. I don't need them bombing on in behind them and getting in goal. I would rather them stay in and just pass the ball forward. The last tactic to talk about here is the cover centre. Considering the back four are stay back whilst attacking, they don't need to be going out wide and exposing themselves and leaving the middle open. So I've got them on cover centre just to stay in there and basically be the shield in front of Gomez and Van Dijk to just cut. Whenever they try and get it into a striker's feet, you want your DMs being close enough to go and nick the ball back and your centre-backs not being exposed. On to the cam, which is Neymar in this position. As I've just said, my two DMs are on stay back whilst attacking, which gives my cam more freedom to roam, which is why I've put him on stay forward. If he's got two people behind him doing the anchorman role, just hoovering it up behind him, he doesn't need to get involved in the defence. He can stay further forward and be damaging in the attacking third. The rest are on balanced. He stick to position as well because I don't need him playing right attacking mid, left attacking mid or striker. I want him to be my central attacking midfielder. I want him to stay in there no matter what. The right attacking mid and the left attacking mid are both on balanced for everything. So this is why they're both on balance. So if I want to press with them, I'll manually press with them using player switching and running at defenders. But then if I want to sit off, I can just bring them back a bit as well. And then on to the number 9, which is R9. If you've been watching the channel long enough, you know this guy does God's work for me. There's one tactic or instruction that I use here, and that is target man. The aim of him being a target man, he backs, as it says here, he backs into opponent arse ball to feet. So what I want him to do is get the ball to his feet and turn and shoot as much as possible. You would have seen me do it a lot where you use the scoop turn or a drag back. When you've got the ball to feet, you can just turn either way. And especially because he's 5-star, 5-star, he can move either way and get his shot off straight after. Again, basic defensive support. This is basically so I can determine whether I want to keep him forward or keep him back. Balanced width. Sometimes I might need him to run out wide, but I don't want him to be out wide all the time. And normal interceptions again. With interceptions, I think the aggressive interceptions ruin stamina too much, so I would never keep that on. On to my attacking tactic, which is another 4-2-3-1, but a different variation of it. It's the same sort of concept, balanced. However, as you can see already, there's a few tweaks to it. We play a much higher depth. I would use this tactic when I'm struggling to get the ball back, but I need to keep some form of balance still, as it might only be 1-0 in, let's say, the 55th minute, and I've still got some time left on the clock. So I get a higher depth than usual. I go to 7th just to bring the defensive line up. We get another body in for the corners, and then the width expands a little bit, but I wouldn't look into that too much. 5 and 4 won't be too much difference. And then the instructions change a lot as well. The back 5 have the exact same tactics on because, well, remember, we're not throwing the kitchen sink and its mum at the game yet. We're just starting to push forward, starting to look a bit more promising. So it's the same tactics apart from the attacking support. Just goes on to balanced attack, so he starts moving forward a bit more, and then the attacking DM goes on to get forward. That block of 2 in front of the centre-backs is no more, and they're now going to both push on as a unit of 6 up front. Neymar stays the same. He goes and stays forward still. Also, the right attacking mid and the left attacking mid go in to get into the box for cross. So my aim for this is that the right attacking mid, if he's running down the right, I'm hoping that the opposite winger starts coming inside more and starts getting into the box and looking to be dangerous. The same applies for R9. He's still a target man. He just needs to stand in front of the centre-back, ready to receive the ball and get on it, turn and shoot. And for the ultra-attacking tactic, this is where we go for it. Now, it's not just a kitchen sink. It's anything you can imagine is getting thrown at the opponent. He's been shushing you all game. He's 2-0 up in the 75th minute, 70% possession. It's time to go full squeeze. Which is why, on the defensive style, we're straight into the constant press. We need to get the ball back. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just go and get it. However, the depth isn't as high because the players are going to be going absolutely everywhere, right? They're going to be running around everywhere. But you still need a little bit of defensive structure. Otherwise, the opponent's going to cut straight through you. And then it really is game, set, and match. The players are naturally going to lock on to whoever's closest to them when off the ball. But you need some sort of defensive shape. We go into fast build-up when attacking because we don't have time to play possession and patient and pick your chances. We need to go, and we need to go now. So fast build-up is on. The narrow width is on as well. Before width, you could even make it smaller if you wanted to and go to 1 or 2. But you just want to get everyone in and around the box and try and make the opponent panic. So if he sees all of your players lining up around the box looking dangerous, you got to hope it maybe makes the wrong player switch. Players in the box has gone up as well. This has gone to 6. But I don't believe the players in the box is that important. I think it's more about the player instructions. No matter how desperate you are, do not cross the ball in the box. My formation for the ultra attacking is now a 4-2-2. Aim of that formation, get bodies in the box. Mahrez and Neymar, instead of starting out here, they start in there, bit close to the goal. We start with the keeper, who now goes to a sweeper keeper, because whether you like it or not, he's going to be coming off his line. We need to get the ball back. We're in a rush. And maybe you might forget as well. When you're chasing the game and you get desperate, it can lead people to panic. The fullbacks have changed. They've gone from stay back whilst attacking to join the attack. We're not going to have much width now because we moved all the attacking players into narrow positions, which is where the fullbacks can get on to just create another body. Don't cross it. Just work away back inside and use the width to basically just give the opponent more people to stress about. We do need some defenders, as I said, for 5 depth. The CBs are both on stay back whilst attacking still. We need at least 2 centre-backs. I know we're going for it, but if you're going to fire everyone forward, you will just concede at the other end. The DM is very similar to when we were attacking anyway. The more defensive midfielder, just put him on balance because although you want everyone going forward, he will be a bit useless if he gets the ball in and around the box and it's his turn to shoot. Then the more attacking one, I put him on get forward because I don't mind him being in and around the box. I need him to go and get me a goal. The left attacking mid, this is personal preference. It can be your right one if you want. I keep him on basic. He's on to get into the box for cross again because obviously he needs to go forward. When you lose the ball, you are going to need some defensive players. If you put everyone on stay forward, they're all just going to stay forward and then the guy can just keep the ball in midfield and up front. The other one is on stay forward and get into the box for cross. So if you combine that with the low width and the fast build up, with stay forward and get into the box for cross, he is going to be basically a third striker at this point, just coming off the right. The 2 strikers, they're both now on stay central. I want them to just stand on the centre-back's toes. And they're both on stay forward. Aguero is on stay forward in this instance. And then for R9, the guy that you trust to turn the most, probably the guy with the best skill moves or the best agility or best weak foot, or all 3 of them combined. You put him on stay central, stay forward, but also have target man so he can still turn and shoot very well. This is the tactic that I would recommend to people that don't enjoy my tactic and are looking for something different. The defensive style is pressure on heavy touch, and this is because we're trying to get the ball back and the computer can help out a bit more. When I play balanced, I'm relying on my own press. But with press and heavy touch, the computer will help you out and hopefully you'll be able to nick the ball a bit higher up. The depth is only 5 though, and this is because we need some sort of defensive structure. We need players to stay back. And if you put it at high depth with press and heavy touch, you are going to concede goals. Simple as that. The offensive style is long ball, and this is because it's like a watered down version of fast build up. It's not full send, but it's very close to being full send. Your players will make a lot of attacking runs and they'll look to get in behind and get forward a hell of a lot. The width is 4. I want to keep it narrow. I want to use all my players in attack very close together. Players in the box is slightly higher, but I feel like the player instructions have more of an effect than the players in box instruction. corners and free kicks, I don't need to go over by now. As you can see on the screen, the formation is a 4-3-2-1. The back five are going to stay the same because we need a structured back five. I want them to be in one line. I don't need a 2 at the back. I don't need a 3 at the back. I need 4 in defence. The middle centre mid is going to be the defensive anchor. So this is why he's on stay back whilst attacking, cover, centre. He is a pivot in midfield. On the left and right, the left one is going to be more attacking. He's going to be balanced and get in the box for cross. He's also going to have cover wing on because we don't have the right attacking mid and the left attacking mid to cover the width. So the centre mids are going to have to do that. The right centre mid is just on balance. He's somewhere in the middle. I don't want him too far forward, but I don't want him as another DM. The right and left forward have the same instructions, which is stay central in order for them to remain close as a triangle and get in behind. So they make penetrating runs off the striker and they're fairly dangerous at all times. The striker is on drift wide, and this is because sometimes it does get too cramped. And I've had good success with the drift wide. And what it does is create space for the 2 attacking midfielders in Neymar and Aguero here to cause havoc. The striker is like a pivot man, someone that you need to play off. Him drifting wide can create space for others. Mixed attack, it just comes down to personal preference. I would have him on target man, but some people won't enjoy the target man instruction. So do what you feel is best for that one. The best way to play with this tactic is to be aggressive, go forward fairly quickly and have fun. If you're enjoying yourself on FIFA, and especially in Weekend League, you will have better results. It's simple as that. This is where I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you all do enjoy my tactics. Let me know in the comments if you preferred my tactics or the tactic that I've just told you about. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. We are on a road to 20,000 subscribers now. The growth has been crazy lately. Thank you once again, and I'll see you all soon.